Hi Shivam, how are you doing? Am I audible to you? Shivam, can you confirm me? Is my audio clear? Hi Shivam, can you confirm me? Is my audio clear or? Hi Abhay, good evening. Can you confirm? Is my audio clear? Yes, yeah, that's great, Abhay. Yeah, how are you doing, Abhay? Good. Have you started practicing the certified system administration fundamentals from ServiceNow University? Yes, that's great. Actually, it is mandatory. Listening classes doesn't give you much knowledge. You have to practice every time. When you go like free time, try to improve your skill. Even though you're in the college, you're in like doing your engineering, whatever the course, the lecturers who are teaching you won't give the 100% of knowledge. They will maximum try to give you to the utmost level, but it is your call to grab the information and start working yourself to gain more knowledge. Okay. And here as well, like we got like limited time. So in the mean time period, I have to cover most of the topics. So in some cases, like what happens is like some topics are like not covered like in depthly. Like whatever the information I can give you, that will be provided as per the company standards. So if you start working yourself and working on it, you'll get more knowledge. Okay. We have many open sources. We have Google, and the must first and must thing you have to do is like only your now learning. Like ServiceNow University will give you the 100% accurate information, and it will help you to gain utmost knowledge. Yes, you understand, Abhay? Yeah. Yeah. Let's wait for a couple more to join. Actually, then we can start our session. Hi Shivam, can you hear me? I'm not getting any response from you. Yeah, hi Arjun, hi Vicky. Yeah, let's wait a couple more minutes to more people join, or let's start the session. So, the so please start session with the previous topic like UI policies and rules. Okay, Abhay, let's start with UI policies and so what is UI policy? Do you have any definition with you? Because the video was not clear, but the audio was clear, right? So can anyone give me the response? What is UI policy? What is UI policy? Can anyone give me any response? Abhay, Arjun, yeah, good. Yeah, helpful to make fields mandatory. Yes. Anything else? Client side rules change fields, etc. Client side rules change fields, etc. Read only. Yeah. And yeah, UI policies are useful to make fields mandatory, read only, visible or hidden based on some conditions. Okay. Like as of no, this is a instance. I'm just taking out all the rest. We don't need this. Taking everything. Yes. 1 second. I'm sh I'm sharing my screen. Yeah, is my screen visible to everyone? Yes. Yeah, then fantastic. Okay, fine. Yeah, I'm going here. What is UI policy? UI policy is used to make fields mandatory, read only, and visible and hidden based on some conditions. For that conditions, we can go use like manually, a condition, or we can also write scripts for that to run UI policy. And remember this thing, UI policy is an example for client side. Okay, it is not server side, it is client side. We can only run on the forms. As Abhay mentioned, yeah, this is client side. Yes. So what is let me duplicate this page. Yes, done. Yeah. What is our table? Let's go to our table test UP cohort, test cohort. Yes, let me open this. Yeah, this is our table. Just I'm going to click new. Yes. So now what I do is uh, coming to here state, I'm going to create one more choice field. Okay, just observe, create choice, configure choices. Yeah, I'm mentioning like others. Okay, I'm adding this and I'm saving it. Okay, yeah, you just observe this. We just added others. Okay, if it is others, no, I'm also adding a field as well. So mention your city. The field name is mention your city. Configure, go to design, layout, builder, whatever you want. I'm just creating in layout. So not now. So the form builder is the latest one. Try to habituate to that. Okay, everyone, because I am being working with ServiceNow from a very long time, so I feel like layout is comfortable for me. As you are very new, like try to be using form builder itself. Okay, so like mention your city. This is what the field, and it is string, and I'm adding this. Uh, yeah, I'm adding it, and I'm mentioning here. Yeah, split here, save. Yeah, let's close. Yeah, you see this? Yeah, let me take to the stop. Let me design this. Configure layout. Not now. Yeah, I'm taking this city to the top of the like at this place. For it is for better understanding. Okay, I'm just doing that for better understanding. That's it. So my requirement is, if state is others, the state field should be hidden, and this field should be appeared. The first thing is like when only we select others, then this mention your city should be visible. That was our first thing. So for this, to achieve this, what we use is like UI policies. How we go to UI policies? One thing, directly we can go type UI policies, UI policy. Yeah, under system definition, UI policy under system definition, system under system UI, you can see UI policies, right? So we can create UI policies here. Let me open this. So you can click on by clicking new. Okay, the backend name of UI policies sys underscore user underscore UI underscore policy underscore list dot, like this is the backend name of the UI table, sys underscore UI underscore policy. Okay, sometimes in the interviews, like these kind of questions will be asked. So you should be very clear what are the backend names of the tables. Sometimes, not all the tables, some mandatory tables like incident, user, tables, roles, group, or like has roles, those kind of things. Okay, the main three important things that are asked in uh, this CSA are: what is a backend name of user table, that is sys underscore user. What is the backend name of the groups table, sys underscore user underscore group, not groups, group. Okay, what is the backend name of roles table, sys underscore user underscore roles. You have to keep this in your mind. Okay, these are like basic questions asked in the CSS, and sometimes they will confuse with yes, like they'll give sys user, they'll give sys underscore user underscore yes, they'll give user underscore sys, they'll confuse you. I mean, like giving an extra yes or something. So you should be very careful selecting the option, as CSA is a multiple choice questions, so you should be very careful in selecting those answers as well. Yeah, okay, here you can go directly here, select new. Okay, I'm just going from here, select new. I'm just creating a UI policy. What is my requirement? If a state is others, like mention your city should be visible. If not, it should not be visible. That is my condition. So what I'm doing, I have to first select my table here. So what is the table name? Test cohort. Test co. U underscore test cohort is our table name. I'm selecting it. Yeah, it is global active. What is the short description? This short description is nothing but why we are creating this UI policy. This is created for making mention the state field. the state field visible only when state is others. So if we give a clear what we are going to trying to do in the short description, that means like, if you're working with an organization or something, what do you do when you're doing something like, if you give this kind of information, what happens if any other user, that means any other employee in the organization has got the same access, then he will be visible. Like, whenever he want to do some changes, he will come to know, okay, this is what the change they use it, the UI policy to do this change. So they'll easily understand if you mention the short description. That is what the thing we mentioned, short description. So, as I said, like, we have condition based, or else we can also write script. Just let's go from here. So what is a choice field if state is others? Yeah, that's it. This is our choice, and I'm saving it, so depend on the condition, we can do that. Even though we can't, without giving any condition also, we can select and make the fields mandatory, read only, and visible. But we want the condition. We have a condition like if state is others, then only it should be visible. And come to the bottom. When you save this, you scroll down. You can see UI policy action. Then what should be done? So we are creating a UI policy. This is our condition. Then what should be done? The actions means what we want to make, whether UI policy related list actions or UI policy actions, or this is on the form level or else related list level. So we are doing on a form though, that is. So just new, and here we will select the field on which field the action should be done. What is mention your city. This is what the field we want to select, and we want to make it visible true. Okay, if you make it visible true only, then it will visible. Like, I'm saving this, you see, I'm saving it, and I'm updating this UI policy. Yes, and I'm updating it. So here I'll just double click here so that it will come the new. This is the UI policy short description. This is created for making, come on. So this is created for making. This I created from the UI policies table. Sys underscore UI policy table. Okay. I just created from the table. So here you can also, I'm going to the table now. Okay. You see here, even the state Andhra Pradesh, it is visible because we haven't reloaded this form. So now what I'm doing is reloading the form. Just observe. I'm reloading the form. Yeah. Reload. Okay. You see the field gone. Only it is visible when state is others. This is our condition. As we mentioned our condition, you can clearly see. Yes, mention your state, city. And now what I want to do is like, if state is others, the city field should not be visible. That is the other condition. We can achieve this. Like, directly to go from here, you can also go to UI policies table. Otherwise, just right click on the banner. Okay. Just go to configure and UI policies. Leave. Yes. Okay. These are what are the UI policies we created. This we created for yesterday's thing based on gender, whatever things. These are some of the UI policies. So now I'm just creating the same thing. In this, we already have a condition. For the same condition, what I'm doing is, yeah, I'm just coming down, and I'm creating a new action for the same condition. If the condition is different, I have to create a new UI policy. If for the same condition the action should be done, what I have to do, I have to come down and click on new. Okay, just click select field. What is the field name? City. What I have to do? If the state is others, the city should not be visible. You have to give the information manually. So what is things? Read only visible. Visible false. Yes. If I put visible false for this, I'm saving it. What happening? Just observe. Save it. There are multiple policies with the same order for this field. This run is not predictable. This is created making mention the state field. No worries. Yeah, false. Visible false. Take it out. So there is also a something city based on gender. So if the gender is, there are multiple, for the same condition. So if the gender is something, the city should be mandatory field. You can clearly see here a warning is coming, making mention the state field visible only when the state is others and city based on gender. So a UI policy was created if city is gender. So city is something, like gender is something, the city is mandatory or something. Let's check. Okay, let's update this. Let's go here and let's go to here and let's go to history. That is better. And test cohort record. I'm opening the record. So you see this, I'm mentioning city others. What is happening? The city field is going out. Yeah, and mention your city is coming. And some condition is here, male. You see here. So this was the priority thing we created before. If gender is male, the city should be mandatory. This is one of the UI policy that was already predefined. So it is coming. If this order is, this is created before this, that is the reason it is acting. So to make a field is mandatory. So he should mention the city here. So here one UI policy acting and here is one UI policy acting. So it was clearly mentioned on the top when we are creating. There is also a UI policy acting for this. That is the reason. If you select female or something, it won't be available. Just reload it. Yes, like this. Yeah, you all understand what is UI policy now? So UI actions also, please. Yes, Karthik, I'll explain the UI actions too. So you all very clear with UI actions, right? So I have only 7 attendees. I want all of your responses because I'm spending more time with you on the same topics. That is not like, I can directly go telling like something and I can clear the topic. But I just want you for your clear understanding. I'm coming back. I'm teaching you again and again for your better understanding. Because like, in 100 concept, if you're clear with 50% of the concepts, then it is, I feel very happy because the rest of the 50, like, you can manage. That is why I want most of the topics which are important in the daytime, like doing something, doing a project or what are the things, these are mandatory things. Like these are basics. If you know the basics properly, if the foundation is proper, you can build a building great. If you build a building great without a foundation, what happens is like someday it collapses. So the foundations are most important for everyone. Okay. Yeah, let's go with UI actions too, right? Yeah, I'll explain you UI actions. So UI actions are nothing but buttons. UI actions in the sense buttons. You see here new, this is a button. This is a button. This is what you call list button. This is list button because the view is list view, and here you see as a button. And here you can also create like UI actions you by using here like this. Otherwise, like let's go to our table. You see these are buttons. UI actions in what we call UI, what we when we say UI actions, then it is called buttons. Form buttons or list buttons, list view, what are the context menu, what we can add in the links, whatever it is. Nothing. When we say actions, that means buttons. This button, this button, these all are the buttons. You see, this is button, and this is related link. So now what we do, I just create a UI action for you, sir. You see, on the context menu, we also created just to create UI actions. We also have UI actions table too, as the same way. Okay, this is UI policies table. Now I'll open the UI actions table. So, so you have to understand where the UI actions we can create. So what are the configurations that that are that can be done on the table, can be directly achieved from the form, and also separately on the all navigation we'll have separate tables. Otherwise we can go to the tables table. You all know the tables table backend name. Do you remember the backend name of the tables table? Anyone? Anyone remember the tables backend name? Tables table. You know, to store all the information of the tables, we have one table. So, do anyone remember the backend name? Yes or no? Just give me an answer so that I can tell you. What is the backend name of tables? Table. You know, when I ask a question, there will be a purpose for that question actually. Anyone? If sorry, Daddy. Yeah, then it is fine. Yes, Arjun, that is great. But it is not DB underscore object. This is sys underscore DB underscore object. That is great actually. You have to remember this. This is one of the important thing, because we can directly create, like coming to UI policies as well. We can achieve creating UI policies directly clicking on the right menu, going to configure UI policies. Otherwise, going to the sys underscore UI underscore something. What is the UI policy table name? Sys underscore UI underscore policy. We can go here and we can create a new thing. And one more way is we can go to the tables table and select our table. When we select our table, you can see in the bottom the UI policies. From there also you can achieve creating UI policies. So you have to know, like, sometimes, like, if an interviewer asking what are UI policies and how can you create, if you're spending a little more time on this, what happens, like, the interviewer time gets killed and he will ask very less questions. If you are giving him one word answer, what happens is, like, he just directly go with asking questions. Then what do you feel, like, if you miss some of the question, what happens? Oh, come on, you don't know something. Then we'll get rejected. So try, if an interviewer asks some question, try to spend little longer time. So for that purpose, I'm explaining you how many ways. Okay. We in the CSC, they don't ask you this kind of question. They just ask you, like, how you can configure, how you can go to configure a table. Then we'll get, like, we go to the UI banner and right click. Then we can configure the table's information like such way. So for the creating UI actions, we can go to UI actions. UI actions. You see under system definitions, UI actions. You can directly go to this thing, like this thing, or else on the form you just configure UI actions. What I said, if someone asks what are UI actions, it's nothing, simple and clean answer, they are nothing but buttons. Buttons on form or buttons on list view. That's it. There is a very simple answer for your better understanding. Okay, you can get a clear explanation what is UI policy, UI action. You can type in Google, like, no one cares in which way and what your terminology you're using, but they want the action meaning, like, what's all actual meaning. So what it means, what is your policy, like, based on some condition we can make some fields mandatory, read only and visible. That was a simple answer, but you can use your own terminology. You define the same thing in different ways. If you go to ChatGPT, if you go to Google, if you go to Gem, they'll give different explanation. You can pick any one of yours, but you have to give the meaning for that. So you click on your actions. Okay, so I'm clicking. So this was a button we created before. So, but unfortunately, due to power cut down, I can't clear. So I'm creating a new button now. So I'll use the name Raj. So the button name is Raj. So name Raj. So why this name is for saving the button information. Okay, this is not the button name, so I just put like Raghuvind here. No worries, I'll put up here. This is the information for this button thing. That is not the name of the button. You see here, action name is Raj. So the button name is Raj. Okay, so active, this active means if I check this box, then only it will be visible. If I don't check, this will be in inactive state and false. So show insert. So when we are if I click, I'll explain you. I'm taking it update later. Okay, what I'm selecting is form button. Form context menu is when you're clicking on the right corner on the banner, you just click, you see configure, etc option. In that options also you can see this Raj button. Yes. And form links are nothing but in the bottom of the form you can see some link with the Raj button. And list banner button. So if you want to see the same thing on the list view as well, if you have to check this lift bottom button that comes in the bottom, I'll show you. List context menu, yes. List choice, list link, I'm acting everything. But you see here, only on insert. No, I'm not selecting update. What happens? Let's see. I'm saving it. Yes, I'm updating it. Yeah. So we have to go back to our table. All, so not all. Let's go with history. UI policy. Test cohort. New record. You see here. Up. Oh, we just placed in the wrong way. The bottom one is the name, and the top one is the action button name. Okay. Oh, let's see. I'll change it. Yeah, name. We can replace from here. Raj. So, yes. If we just go now here, just reload this. You see here, this is an insert. So when we can insert some information, insert in the sense we can create something. We can create here. We can create a record here. Okay. You see here Raj, and this is one Raj, and this is called form banner. This is form banner. Okay. You can select here. This is context menu. This is Raj here. Form banner, context menu, and form link in the sense related links. You can see here, this is form link. So, and this is form bottom. On the top Raj, on the bottom Raj. So in such a way, you see, and how many ways we did. You just open this. So these are on the forms. You see, form button, form link, form context menu. We selected everything here. That is the reason we can see anywhere. And for the list button, list bottom button, list context menu, list choice, list link. So we have selected everything. So this is form view. Let's go to list view. Let's go to list view and check history, test cohort. Just yes. So this is list view. So why it is not appearing in the list view? Because you see here, we only on insert. On insert means when creating a record. So if you select this show on update, then only it will be visible. That is the difference with this and this. I'm just clicking here. You see, I'm just clicking here and saving it. Just selecting a record. Observe this. You see, Raj, everywhere. Yeah, this is for update. Update means whenever already a record is created to do some action. If you directly click here, it won't do anything. The following mandatory fields are not filled. If you fill also, it won't create any record or something. Let me go back and show you how many records are there now. Oh shit, it redirected to other page. Mhm. Test cohort. This is done. You see, hide this. We have 22 records, and you see before we open, we are not supposed to. When we check that box, we can see this Raj. So when you click on Raj, what is happening? No record selected. Okay, I select some record. Yes, I'm selecting some record and clicking here. What is happening? Nothing is happening because we haven't defined anything in the background. So we can define that using like, I'll explain you in the upcoming slides because it takes a lot of time, because basically we have to know what are UI actions. Yes. So how we can achieve this, like, when we click, when something should be done, we can achieve that. Okay, all right, that's fine. You understand now what are UI actions and UI policies. So this is one of the important thing. To They will ask you, like, define UI actions and UI policies. This is one of the important question. And in some CSA questions, the questions comes like, okay, you're updating something, what that comes under. You're making a field mandatory. That means choose what action is happening. They'll give under the bottom UI action, UI policy action, UI policies, UI something, some other things. Choose one now. They'll ask you this kind of, like, this is very simple, but they'll make some trick. So you are clear with UI action and UI policy now? Yes. Yes. Okay, that's fine. So today we will go with some. Okay, so here we have, let's go on the form. What are remaining in the context menu? Let's go here, configure. So first most important thing you have to know is what we can achieve on a form, what performances we can do on a form. That was the on a table, on a record, what are the actions, what are the performances. You have to know each and everything what is happening. If someone asks you to do something on the table, you have to know each and everything. You have to know what is this copy sys id, copy url, reload form, create favorite, export, import, what is happening each and every step. Like, in the configure there are, like, what we can achieve using form builder, what is the purpose of form builder, and like, what we can do using form builder, why form builder. Okay, when it is started. So you have to know each and everything in detail. So what is why we use form builder to create records on the form. Okay, to create sections on the form, to create related lists on the form, to create some options, like, what are things. This three used to, like, like making something on the form. This related links, what is we can get the information of some other table which is related to our table using relatedly cause. This all is nothing but what we are here. So when we click on table, this redirects to the test cohort table. What action is happening, what is happening here, what are security rules on this table. So just click on here and just you have to know exactly what is happening. These are the security rules, like, we create, right, ACLs. The security rules are nothing but ACLs. So you have to know each and everything. That is very important, in not now, in the future days as well. If you know the table configurations, if you know the what are the performance doing on the table configuration, you'll maximum know ServiceNow. ServiceNow is nothing but dealing with tables maximum. Okay, everything, because all the information in the ServiceNow is based on tables. So you have to know each and everything of tables. If you know tables 100%, that means almost you got 80 plus percentage of service now. Yeah, you guys understand? So you have to know each and everything. When clicking which button, what action is happening, why action, why this, for what purpose we'll use. This is very important. Like no one, like if you follow some other YouTuber explaining the same thing, no one will tell you these things. Okay, just you follow any YouTuber or something. No one will tell you, like if you know this exactly table configuration. If you follow any session, anyone also, in there he won't mention. You learn this, you will get to know. If you I'm clearly telling you guys, if you know everything about table configurations, you maximum got service now. Okay. And nowadays, like it is completely changing to AI and all the stuff. So you got, like, you should be habituated that too. Once you are done with it, you start working there. So let's go here. So this is what is security. Yeah. And table, when clicking on the table, it's take us to the tables table of the cohort. Yes. And what are business rules? Yeah, this is, anyone know what is business rule? Yes, can you anyone know what is business rule? Did we discuss this topic before? Server side script. Yeah, that's great, Karthik. Any other definitions? Did we discuss? Is this topic discussed before? Yes. So you all done with business rules, right? So what is business rule? Yeah, one definition I got from Karthik. The other one, any other? What are business rules? No one? Rules automate tasks, enforce rules, and improves the overall functionality. It's not like that, Abhi. Like it's different. Like you are up to the mark, but we don't define business rules in such a way. So as Karthik said, like we define what is business rules means. Like simply it is server side script. Okay. If you do performances using business rule, like what happens, like it goes back to the database, and in the database the changes can be done, not only on server side, not only on the form level. It does, like the database level. Basically business rules are used when, like performing CRUD operations, like insertion, deletion, updation, querying. So when we are performing these kind of operations, these business rules are useful. Okay. So business rules are, like like your as ACLs are used to create, read, update, and delete. But this, coming to business rule, like insertion, updation, deletion, and querying. So business rule is a server side script that executes when specific database operations occurs on insertion, deletion, uh, querying. Querying is nothing but when we are loading something. Okay. If that means, like here we see load, refresh. Refresh is nothing but query. That means it is loading something. Okay. Insertion means we are inserting something. When we are inserting something in the form, when we are inserting something in the list view, then that is means, like insertion. Updation means, like when we create a new form, that is insertion. When we updation, in sense, when we do some changes, if you want to change state to from Telangana to UP, so we are updating it. So not exactly the same thing. So we do some updations, means giving some, changing some information is called updation. And we know, like deleting. So business rule use it to perform insertion, updation, deletion, and querying. Yes. So I can explain you like this. Let's go to the business tools. Let's click on business tools. So this I just created like for sample purpose. Leave about it. I'm just taking new one, clicking on new. So here we have to give some name. So this name defines what is for that business tool. I'm taking it. Uh, test test UP. Otherwise, I'm taking today's date. Okay, the name as today's date, 23/07/2025. Yes, I'm taking today's date. So you can create business tools like whatever you're performing can be good done. Going to the all navigation, type business tools, you'll get the same thing. Okay, the business tool backend name is sys_script. Okay, you can see this is the backend name. Whenever you load some form or something, whenever you open something, you can see the backend name sys_script. Okay, so I just gave the today's name. So here you see here something, when to run, when to run on insertion or on updation. So if you write something, what it is asking, when to run, as I said, business tools are used when insertion, deletion, updation, and querying is nothing but loading. Okay, so these are only for this when to run, and this is based on a condition, and based on roles. If he is having particular role only, then this will run. And coming to action, here we give the condition, and here the action what should be done. Yes, add a message, add abortion. These are like thing, but for example, yeah, I'll explain you in clear. Just don't worry. You see, set a field value. Okay, when we put some condition, what should be done? We can achieve using this. Okay, set this to this value. This should be done. If this is this, this should be done. We can achieve this in different ways. But this is for really for scripting parts. We do maximum using business tools. We achieve scripts. So if I click, this is like normal level, this is no code thing. Okay, if you want to achieve big things, you see here, when to run, here we only observe two options: insertion, updation. There is no deletion, but I mentioned clearly we can do deletion and querying. So that comes under this is normal thing. Insertion, updations, if you click something on something, it happens. But if you click on update, you clearly observe this. I'm checking the update box, you see, delete and query. So delete and query comes in scripting thing. These are little bit advanced in business rule. They are not like different, not other thing. So what we can achieve in doing business tool, if someone asks what is business tools, nothing but just give insert, update, delete, query. If you give this, he will come to know maximum something. Okay, this person knows something. Okay, and the main thing is now what is business tools meant? Insert, and this is happens like when insert, update, edit. So when this is important. So you see here, when you see here, when this is important too. When we can insert, when we can update. Okay, we gave some condition here, what should be done, before or after. You see here how many options we have. When, before, after, async, display. Okay, you observe now coming to the definition. Okay, business tool is nothing but updating something based on condition, when and what. This is the condition: before, after, async, and display. Using, when we are doing performing these actions, we can achieve this. Just observe this, guys. What we can achieve through business tools. What is business tools? Okay, like performing some actions, when to run, like before, After async and display using these things, we can achieve this on the form. I just want you to catch the logic, not the definition. Okay, I can clearly give you the definition, but I want you to catch the logic. Okay, what is business tool? We all know, what are ACLs? ACLs are nothing but doing CRUD operations: create, read, update, delete. So these are things here also we have simply insert, update, delete query. But there is no logic, what are business tools? We can insert, update, delete query. This is not the exact definition. Okay, business tool is nothing but per we can achieve this using these things. Okay, when we write a before condition, we can write a before condition, before rule, and then we can achieve this. Before is nothing but before loading a form. Before loading a form, this is after means after loading a form, or after submitting a form, or after doing some action on the form. This is before loading the form, because whenever you're directly opening, you're opening this form like this. Just open up, for a second. So I'm opening this. Okay, I'm opening new. Before, if I select before, what happens is, before select opening this, if we click the action, the business will runs automatically. What is after means this form is loaded, right? After this form is loaded, after some action is done, this will happen. 1 second, where is our thing? Where business tools? Yeah, here. So here, that is what here. And async is nothing but a condition is given. Display is nothing but we can see. If we select this display, what happens is, what action is done can be seen. So I'll show you with an example, so it's better you can understand yourself. Business, under system definitions, we have business rules here. So you got the definition right, not exactly the perfect definition. I'll give you opening, I'll clearly give you the definition, but I want you to understand the logic. Okay, what we can achieve, what is business tools means, we can do insertion, updation, deletion, and querying based on some conditions: before, after, async, and display. Based on this action, we can perform this. Okay, so for that I'll show you business rules here. Come on. So these are already some of the business rules. So I want this business rules acting on incident table. You see here, test problem. This is for incident. I'll select star. If I use in the search button, these are column searches. This is called column search. Okay, because I am searching based on column, and this is global search is there, and you can also use here, you can search here. Yes, incident. So I'm searching for what are the incident on, what are the business rules on incident table. Okay, here we have these many things are achieved on using business tools. For example, I'm just going to clear on hold incident query. Test problem. Let's go here. Oh shit, I did this. This I used script. Actually, there's an advanced script you can see here, like palm1, palm2. I just used this using script include, but we don't need this because we need clear on hold reason. Not this. So no need to worry. We'll create one new business rule for our own table. Okay, this is our business rule. What I want to achieve in this table, firstly I have to see some condition. Is there anything we can achieve in this table using this business rule? So I got it. So no need to worry. Okay, here. So I am selecting some name. If I am selecting IT able tutor, okay. If I select this, we have some related list. Do you remember we created related lists before? So related lists can be seen on like in all the related list activated, configure related list, leave. So yes, yes. See. So do you remember related list we created for this table? Example, this related list can be seen opening a record. Here we can see some related list. So here you see, this is for user table. Not, we don't want to for the user table. So you see here, there we have three related lists. So based on this caller, only the information related to this caller should be visible. So in which groups he is in should be visible. That is my thing. So we can achieve this using business rules. So for example, okay, now the he is able tutor. So I think he is not in any group. So I'll select someone else. Fred Lodi. Fred. Enter. So I'm selecting Fred Lodi. Okay, I am saving it. Saving it. So for Fred Lodi, we have 7 groups only achieved. Like 7 things, 7 groups are achieved. So why it is performing like as I just when I'm opening something. No, no, this is done. We don't need this anymore. This is also, we don't need this. Yeah, these are business tools, right? Yes, go just back. So leave. Oh shit, just to some other thing. So just observe here, when we select Fred Lodi, only groups related to Fred loading are achieved, can be seen. Okay, you see here only groups, these are related list. What is the main purpose of related list? You all remember, right? We can call the record information of some other table based upon our requirement. So if he is Fred Ludi in the related list, we have to see only groups related to him. That is our requirement. We achieved this using business. That is the reason when I opened business rules, you clearly see some of the business rules here. So you see, testing Bihar, this true test example. So these are some of the business rules I created to achieve this. So what I want to achieve, based upon the record or the username, the related list should be visible. That means only the groups visible to him, only the groups, not all the groups information, only the groups which are related to him. For that reason, I created a test Bihar, like example test. I'll show you. This exactly comes like you can get a clear understanding of this business tool when you are doing like CAD, because this querying, what is the scripting part, like if I tell directly, like you get confused. That is the reason I'm just holding this thing. When to run, you see, I selected after after the form select, why I selected after, because so if name is not selected, how could I achieve that? So after this action is performed, then only this should be visible. After after the record is saved, then only it should be visible. If I click before, it won't run because nothing is there. How could it run? That is the thing we achieved like that. So I'll give you some explanation on the business tool. Control F, business rules, UI policies and business rules. So this data policy is same, but this is server side. We can only do achieve only two operations: read only and mandatory. We can't perform the action visible or hidden using data policies. So there'll be we can also convert UI policies to data policies and data policies to UI policies. There'll be a checkbox. If we check that box, we can convert a UI policies to data policy. Okay, because we have already all having the same options there, so we can convert them. Okay, so don't feel we can't convert the UI policy to data policy. UI policy is like client side, and data policy is server side. But still, even though UI policy is client side, we can change convert that to data policy too. There will be a checkbox. If we check that box, it will be changed. I can show you that. Come on. So you see here. Let's go to UI policy here. Just open something new or whatever it is. You see here a button. Inherit. Yeah. Okay. So, hi guys, following me? You see a button here? Inherit. Okay. So, hi guys, following me? I won't see any replies in the chat. Is there any confusion or anything? Just ask me. Okay, fine. Yes, we'll go to business tools for scripting in ServiceNow. So this is example of scripting. As I said, we use JavaScript in ServiceNow. Okay, we have to know, we can't achieve each and everything in ServiceNow without using any code. So that is the purpose we need JavaScript. Sometimes what we do is whatever we see here, we achieve using UI builder, UI UX. In that we also use HTML, CSS. So I won't say ServiceNow is completely no code platform. We can achieve maximum of the things using no code, but we also need scripting. Okay, doing some admin level things, that is fine, but when coming to developer part, you have to know, you have to achieve using scripting. Definitely you have to know scripting, mainly JavaScript. A few things are like there, that not that too much extent of JavaScript, but a little. So there will be some methods, some APIs. If you know the APIs and some methods, then it is fine. You can achieve maximum of the things. That's it. Scripting is ServiceNow or platform scripting is the customization of instance or an application. JavaScript may execute on the client side or the server side and can functionally alter the baseline instances or user experience. You know, some like some questions will come like what is baseline instance? So you have to know this. What is baseline instance? So do anyone heard this word baseline instance? I think this was discussed before. What does query checkbox do in business rule? So that is your question, Karthik? Yes, sir. Okay. Query is nothing but, I'll show you with example. After, yeah, this is query. Show with this comes into like when loading a form. For example, do you remember this filter conditions? Uh, Karthik, do you remember the filter conditions? What are filters? How we can achieve when we do some filters? Do you see like a breadcrumb? Do you remember those things? What is breadcrumb? What are filters? Yeah, funnel icon. Under that funnel icon, querying is nothing but loading a form, running a form based upon some condition. For example, let's not this example. I'll go. I'll duplicate this first. Duplicate. Yes. Coming here, click on. I'll show you. So because I can give you directly example, but if I show you exactly, then you'll come to know. I'm going to incident form here. Incident. Incident. So I'm opening everything. So you see this. So here you observe me. I'm clicking on funnel icon and I'm selecting active is true. Active is true. Yes, and I'm running it. Run in the sense query. You understand? The button you see run is called query. Nothing but query. You can see the condition is active equal to true. I'm right clicking here. What are the options you got? Copy URL, copy query. You see, query. Query is nothing but a condition. Condition run. When a condition is run, that means when a condition is executed, that is called query. You see, I'm saving this URL. What we are getting? Copy query. Query is nothing but this. Active equal to true. True is query. Otherwise, now what I'm doing, I'm giving some more condition. Another condition using and then says you have to know this logic. What is and what is or? And means it should satisfy both the conditions, or means one, if it is satisfied with one condition also, it executes. So now active is true, and now I'm selecting like what is the other thing? Active date. Shit. Let's select category. Category. Category is hardware, software, whatever it is, fine. And I'm running it. This, you see this run is nothing but querying in technical terms. Just click run. Okay. If something has happened, some action is done. You see, this is the query thing. This is what the action done is here. So this is the query here. Active equal to true, category equal to hardware. This is the query here. This is nothing but run button in general terminology. Okay. You understand, Karthik? What is query? Query is nothing but something is done based on condition. For running that condition we what we call is query. So when we add some filter condition in business tool, we have to check the query checkbox. Oh yeah, yeah. If you are selecting, if you want to run the business tool on depending on these kind of conditions, then we'll check the query. Okay. So if it is based on some condition, then we'll check that query. Okay, maximum of the times we do insertion updation, but in like if there is a particularly based on one condition. Okay, if that condition is executed, then if this condition is satisfied, then only the proper execution should be done. In such cases we use query checkbox. Maximum of times we all know like what is update, what is insertion, what is deletion is nothing but deleting something. Okay, querying means depending on some condition. We can give that condition manually in the business tool as well. You see, like there is a condition when insertion. We can't give directly, like there is some condition in the bottom. You see, there will be condition box. I'll show you that again. So I think we are discussing something. You asked a question and I missed it. What we are discussing, Abe, before this? Anyone? Before Karthik's question, we are discussing. Sorry guys, I'm really bad at like remembering things because I'll just go with the flow. Baseline instance. Yeah, great, Abe. Yeah, what is baseline instance? Anyone? Because this was the day one's topic. What is baseline instance in ServiceNow? Out of the box configurations. Perfect. That is one of the answer. What are the examples of baseline instances then, Abe? CMDB. Yeah. Okay, yeah, like you got the point about like maximum that is fine. Okay, baseline is nothing but like what ServiceNow is giving out of the box. As you said, that is perfectly like what ServiceNow is giving is called baseline. For suppose ServiceNow gave us how many things? Instance, the PDI. It is one of the baseline, and I'll show you with example. You see here, click here, ServiceNow. See, this is one of the baseline. This was given by ServiceNow. That means out of the box instance. This is baseline instance. And for using this, I'm just copying this. If you click here, portals, I'll just show you portals. So this will be discussed in the coming sessions as well. Portals. If you click here, I'm loading this. So you see here CM's cab hospital. These are custom, but you see service portal. This is also one of the baseline instance. Employee center ESC. This is also one of the baseline instance. Knowledge portal. So these are all the instances. So like for suppose I'm taking this URL. This is my URL, right? Copy C and I'm pasting it and control V /sp. You observe here the prefix suffix. Where is this? Where is this? Where is this? Where is this? Yeah, you see the suffix. If I enter the suffix here, sp. This sp is the URL suffix. The suffix is nothing but like with this small thing we can go to some URL. So this we should use and /sp. Okay, enter. So what it is showing? This sp is self-service. Okay, this is one of the baseline instances provided by ServiceNow. So what is this? Don't think like this is something else we created. This is something from outside. This is just self-service portal. So this is nothing but you select here self service. You observe self service. This is common for everyone. This is like, unique. You see, self service. Okay, this will be given to anyone without any role. If any user is not having any role also, he will get all these things, self service things. Okay, these all are like, baseline. Baseline is nothing but, as you said, uh, what is given by ServiceNow. The instances given by ServiceNow are called baseline instances. Okay, like our PDA. Okay, one is our PDA, one is now learning. It is also a baseline, and like self-service portal. This is also like baseline. Okay, you got it. EMDB. Yes. Okay, done. So I'm giving you some explanation on the scripting in ServiceNow client scripts. So basically, okay, fine. You have to know client script before, because if you know client side better, then it is better to understand server side. Client side is nothing but, okay, what are the changes we are doing on our form. Okay, when a form, if someone asks what is client script, just give an example. uh, Client script are like, like, client script is nothing but on load, on change, on submit, on sell it. Only four things, man. Just, you do no need to give like particular explanation, like, like we can achieve what, using client script we can do the performances to retrieve the caller information, or to change the field values or something, not like that. Just on load, on change, on submit, on sell edit. Remember these four things: on load, on change, on submit, on sell edit. Okay, if you know these four things, that is client side script. Client script is done. Okay, I'll give you explanation, don't need to worry. Okay, remember these four things, because I'll give something in the front and then I'll explain about those things. Okay, on load, on change, on submit, and on cell edit. Remember these four things. Okay, you following me? Yes. Coming to business rule: insert, delete, update, and query. Okay, how we can achieve the business rules? Like, before, after, async, display. That is a condition. These four things for the business rule. And for coming to client script: on load, on change, on submit, on cell edit. Okay, you observe here, you see the definition here once. Client scripts executes on client side. Okay, client scripts executes on client side. Client scripts make real-time changes to the appearance of the user interface, especially forms. Okay, this is the definition. The definitions will be very simple. That is the reason I don't concentrate on them. You see, client scripts make real-time changes to the appearance on the user interface, especially on forms. So that is nothing but, this is our form. No, whatever it is. Okay, let's take incident. Whatever, not like going to say one example. Like you see here. So you see, what what are the changes when loading something. If you observe some changes that can be achieved through client script. Okay, when you are loading this form, you want to put this directly on the load. You want to put this caller as some name. You can achieve that using the form. You want to change something, so you want to change some interface like views or etc. We did, right? Like, you want to make this state in progress directly. You can achieve that using client scripts. Only, like, a single action can be achieved in different ways. Like, sir, we can do that using this UI policies, no, right, sir? We can use that using like some other thing, no, right, sir? We can use that using client script. Okay, we know we can achieve the same thing in different ways. So for example, like, if you want to go to Delhi, okay, I can directly book a flight and I can go. I can book a train and I can go. Otherwise, I can start booking a bus and I can go. Otherwise, what I can do is like, I can hire a van, hire a car or something. I can book a travel thing and I can go. Otherwise, what I can do is like, I can go by walk as well. Okay. I want you to know what exactly, like, how we can achieve the same thing in different ways. But in how many ways we can achieve, we should know that firstly. Okay. So we can achieve the same thing in, like, as this, it's a simple example, like, I can go to Delhi, like, these many options. So in service now also those many options are there, like, one option, some other person will know option, but both the options are doing the same thing. Okay. That doesn't mean he's right and you are wrong. Okay. That means we can achieve those things in different ways. That's it. Yes. Yeah. You see, this is an example. Yeah. As I said, okay. And client scripts allows for browser for manipulation and verification, such as making fields visible on condition. An example of the would be alert appearing. So what we can mainly achieve using client scripts is, like, so when I'm doing something, example, okay, this is new, right? Oh shit, here. So what maximally we do using client script, we'll make some fields mandatory. We will use client script to get some pop-ups. Now you see, I'm submitting this. Okay. I am submitting. I'm directly clicking on submit. You see what is coming? The following mandatory fields are not filled in: short description and caller. Okay. You see a pop-up here. We can achieve this using client scripts. Okay. We can get a error message, we can get a information message. Whatever we want to achieve, this can be achieved using client scripts. So what are the actions we done on the form? Only client scripts are used to perform on the form. Only the thing except form, what it is, like, on select it. You remember these things? On load. On load means when a form is loaded. On change, that means when we did some changes on the form. And on submit, that means when you are clicking on the submit button. Okay, directly, if we change in something, something will be happened, some notification will be coming. When we load something, then it is coming, like, some notification will come, like that. So these things can be achieved using client scripts. And there are two main APIs in client side scripts. Client script, in the sense, there is some code, that means a code, right? So there are two main APIs on client scripts. They are G underscore user and G underscore form. These are the two main APIs used to in the client scripts. You remember this? Okay. And then after, okay, for what things we use these two APIs? For what purpose we use G underscore user? Okay, G underscore user is only used to know the information of the current logged in user only. Okay, we use G underscore user only to know the current logged in user. Who is the current logged in user? You see, the current logged in is user coming to our scenario is system administrator. Okay, so when we open this form, there will be a pop-up. Okay, the user is system administrator, and we can set this caller directly to the system administrator. So that can be achieved using client script. And so G underscore user is used for only those things. And G underscore form, okay, this is also one of the main UPI that is used to get. There are like some methods in that, like, get reference, so not get reference, set value, get info, get set error message, get error message. There are some methods in that. I'll show you like some examples, like in this. So client scripts. Okay, on load. As I said, you remember this? On load, on change, on send, let it. There is something controls the behavior of the catalog items when presented to user. Like, not that, like that exact thing. So when, what is client script? You just means, like, what are the performance? The client script runs on the client side. They are used to achieve something on the forms using on load, on change, They are used to get some error message, or use it to set some values or get some values, display some message. Whenever on when a form is loaded, form is submitted, and any changes on the form are unselected. These are form level. You see, onload, modify list options available, on change, like on submit, as I've clearly mentioned. So you see, he clearly finished those things. Now coming to business rule. A business rule is configured to run when a record is displayed, inserted, updated, and deleted. When a table is queried, that means loaded. Something here. Slideshow. You see, this is the definition that was given. A business rule is configured to run. I'll explain you about the client script in detail. No need to worry about that. Okay, those all things will be covered in the C CAD actually, application developer, not like an admin. You can come to know when small things, this that client scripts and business rules, what are the APIs we use, what are the exact things, this will be covered in the CAD actually. If I start explaining the logics and what are the scripts writing in this client scripts, then you'll get confused. Okay, that is the reason I'm asking. Now you have to know exactly what we can achieve without using a code. That is administrator. In administration, what you achieve is we don't use any code, we achieve something that we'll learn in client side. Sorry, in the administration. You see, a business tool is configured to run when a record is displayed, inserted, updated, deleted, when a table is queried. So as I said, insert, update, delete, displayed. Okay, but business rules can be set to run before, after the database actions have occurred. The when setting determines when the business rule executes and has the following choices: before, after, async, and display. Okay, I can when caller is particular user, then service offerings becomes mandatory, configuration items becomes hidden, described fields will become read only. So as I said, we can achieve the same thing using UI policies and some other way. In such a way, business is also like the same kind of things. Okay. Escape. So you understand? You follow me, guys? Are you facing any difficulty? Just ask me, or tell me you're facing any difficulty so that I can go very clear in deep. Okay. I see clear, clear. Okay, fine. Let's take a couple of minutes break. Okay. It's 26. We'll be back like by 30, 31, 32. Okay, I'll start the session by 32, 7:32. You all ready? Yes. I'm audible, guys. Yeah, okay, fine. So, so I'll give you a small example of client script, so that we can you'll come to know in depth of what's happening. Okay, let's go to our table. What's our table? Test cohort, right? So what cohort? Hmm. So I'm opening this. So here I'm now going to a new form. So you see, so what I want to do is like, when the form is loaded, I want to see a pop-up message like, welcome to the test cohort form. So basically, for simple example, when I click new button, a pop-up message should become. For that, I'll go. So what I said, to get only the user, we use g underscore user. For rest of the things, we don't need any other thing. Just configure. So there is no client script here. We have client script here. Yeah, name, new. So I'm just giving the name. Welcome message. Welcome message. Okay. So UI type. UI top here we have to select the table. So we opened from the from that form, right? So that the table will be selected automatically. Otherwise, right? Just go into the all navigation, click client script, and the backend name of client script is sys underscore script underscore client. Okay, this is the backend name. So type. So there will be types like we will have desktop versions, mobile versions, or for everything for service portal like So we click all, and you remember, as I clearly mentioned, client script is nothing but on load, on change, on submit, on cell edit. Just click here. What we want when a form is loaded? Select on load. Okay. I'm not giving any description or something. So you see, when we click on load, you see automatically the function will start on load. So what we want to write the code here, we can write here. So what I am doing is g underscore form dot. So I said like error message info message. So I'll give you like in add info message. Just click, and so what you want to message should be right in method in sense like method, and in string in the sense like it should be in the parenthesis, nothing but parenthesis. Okay, so welcome to cohort test cohort, sorry, test cohort. So I want, so this is our requirement, right? I said like when the form is loaded it should be done. Yes or no? I said that, right? Following me? Yes. Okay, done. So where we written the transcript new? Yes, and I'm saving it. You just observe, I'm saving it. Save, and I'm updating it. Okay, where is our form? Mm, gone. New duplicate. So here history test cohort new record. Yes. So here it is loading, and you see here, welcome to test cohort. Before it used to come, no, right? This is achieved using client scripts. So using this, we can set some value. We can also set the value of city, name, etc., etc. things. The same thing, but you are very not deep into like the scripting. You'll learn in the scripting part. It's not very hard. That is one more module you have in the now learning as well. That is some other module. So welcome message. So now I want to also give some error message in that client script I'm giving. So if it is on load, you can write these conditions here. But if it is something else, it is on submit or on change, on celebrate, then what happened is, like, you have to select a new client script. So here I want to give some other error message, like, g underscore form. Okay, dot. I want to set value. Set value. Set value is a method. So set value is a method. So when you're writing here, you will get some options. I clicked on set. You see here, set display, set value. These all are methods in this. Set mandatory. If I select set mandatory, what are the forms here? So update is not set mandatory, right? So we go here. Welcome to set shit. Set shit. Set mandatory is a method. Okay. Field name string. The field name should be in the string. You see here, you can see something here, and value is boolean. So if I what is the field name? So you have to select the string first. No, sorry, string in the sense, a string in the sense, it should be in the parentheses. Okay, here you see field name in the string. String in the sense parenthesis in the, like, in the quotes. So what is the field name of update? So just my when you're dealing with something, you have to pass the backend values. Okay, control C. uh, Control V, comma, true. I want to make this mandatory, so I'm just making it true. If I put false, then it will be false. Set mandatory u underscore choice into true. So you observe here, before it was not mandatory when the form is loaded. So I am just saving it. I saved it, and I'm reloading the form. You see here, update. So as I said, like, we can achieve this using directly. If I select here a label or a dictionary, or if I go to configure UI policies or whatever it is, I can achieve the same thing. But you have to know in how many ways we can achieve the same thing. This is on load. So if I change something on submit, the same thing happens. We have to give the code properly. That's it. Okay, you can learn the codes and all those methods, etc. things in the scripting. You have a module called scripts, so in that you can clearly learn each and everything. Set value, get value, like, there are many methods. So but APIs, if coming to API, the two main APIs are g underscore form, g underscore user. These are the two main APIs. You have to remember this. Okay. Yes, I want your responses, guys. Because if I start explaining each and every method, like, I think this is our last session, but I'll still continue explaining of other topics in when we are discussing about the project development as well. Okay, no need to worry. Like, there are not many attendees, so that, like, I don't want to skip any topic, or, like, go like regularly using these topics. Okay, are you following me, guys? Because if I don't see any response in the chat, that means, like, I don't feel you understand. You observe the scripts. You can get the scripts anywhere. I can clearly explain you, like, in like coming class sessions as well, when you're dealing with problems. But these are very basic code. This is, like, this is very basic code I wrote here. Just a welcome message and an error message I mentioned. So and a set mandatory, and in that same way, how many methods we have? G underscore user. Okay, dot first name, okay, username, last name, id, add info, message, like is such a way g underscore form get g underscore user. These are the two APIs set mandatory, like what we have as role. Exactly. So in such a way we can give like these are the methods for, you see, when we go with g underscore dot, we only see 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 and very less. Yeah, finish. But coming to g underscore form dot, you see how many methods? Ding 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 ding. Sorry, these many methods are there. So most of the times we deal with maximum of things, but we do only use like error message, info message to debug. Like if there are some errors to debug that, we use info message, error message, and to set some value, get some value, to make something or to display something, to get reference. In such a time, we use all these methods. Okay, so this is client script. On load, here you see on change. What is client script means? They runs on client side, and what we can achieve through using there are there are four methods in client script: on load, on change, on sell edit. That's it. Yes, done. Okay. when a caller when a caller is particular user, then server service offerings. This is an example. Actually, update sets, we already done with update sets. Data lookup is done. Plugins, plugins is nothing but here whenever you're dealing with something else. So plugins are nothing but an external source. So it is like, for example, how can I give you a basic example? So it's like versions. So do you all play like games like PUBG, Free Fire, or something? Some any games. So I think PUBG is basic example. Guys, are you following me? Did you guys played any time PUBG? So do you, yes or no? Any other people? Okay, fine. I'll give you a general example. Are you guys following me at least? Yes. Okay, fine. Plugins are not like nothing but an external thing that is useful to perform on that thing. Whenever we install our phone, we deal with like WhatsApp. Now, currently, when the phone comes, it comes with nothing, but it has all the operations. We have to select each and everything, and we have to install. Okay, plugins are like our apps, and whatever the phone comes is out of the box our instance. Plugins are additional apps to perform some extra tasks. You understand the basic example? So here you see plugins. So I'm explaining in general terminology. When we buy from a phone or something, it comes with nothing. There'll be some apps, etc things. That means our instance, like our ServiceNow baseline instance, that is normal instance. So if you want to do if you want to message someone in chat, WhatsApp, or if you want to message someone in Facebook or Instagram, or you want to Gmail, what you do, you'll start downloading the applications like WhatsApp, Instagram, etc things. So and we'll achieve something after downloading. The same thing, plugins are external applications or external links that are useful to perform some tasks in the baseline instance. Okay, so the ServiceNow Enterprise platform offers enhanced application functionalities via plugins with each release. Plugins are software components that add functionality to installed applications on ServiceNow instance. You can see paid and free plugins in the developer. You can directly go. Are you guys able to see my screen? Okay, fine. Yeah, just go to, I'll show where the plugins will be. Just go to all navigation, just type plugins, Plugins. You see plugins, system under system definition. You see plugins here. Just click on plugins. We open the tab. So whatever when you're dealing with some things like if you want some extra things or something, so what are the installed here? It will be shown here. So what are there are almost these are the installed already things. Creator Studio up to date, in product up to date. These are already installed in my instance. So is there any updates? So like this are available for you. So what are the plugins already available? In the store there are like 1011, but installed you see 235 are like installed in my instance. So if you want to install some new things, new plugins security, now intelligence, I'm clicking on now intelligence. Just it comes like this, performatical analytics or something. Just click on performatical analytics. There will be an install option. Just click on that and automatically done. If suppose if it is free plugin, we can download easily. If it is not free plugin, you have to buy that. Okay, you have to, otherwise you have to raise a request going to the service desk in ServiceNow to the main chat or something. This is already installed in my instance. So not installed, you see installed is checked. So I have this plugin. So for you guys, I don't think this is activated, so you can install this. This is predictive intelligence, doing something, any artificial things like an AI, a kind of AI. Performance analytics, these are used for creating dashboards and reports. Okay, predictive intelligence is for AI, performance analytics is for dashboards, creating dashboards. Okay, dashboards is nothing but a view like this. I'll just select dashboards. It's a self-service benchmark for dashboards. There are some already dashboards. So a pictorial or bar, something some information getting together, and a graphical representation of many reports. Report in the sense a graphical representation or pictographical representation or a bar, that kind of things. But these benchmarks are not like that. Predictive that is used for using plugins performance analytics is used to create dashboards. Okay, you just remember this will be covered some other time. So reports, do you know how to generate reports? Did anyone just I don't think so. What are reports? No, a report, what is mean by report in general? Any idea what is report? So you all know what is report card or your report cards in the childhood. Report is nothing but you know gathering some information related to something and putting at a place and giving some mathematical number or mathematical representation or any other thing is called like in a report is nothing but in coming to service now it is a graphical representation of something. For example, you see, so so I'm just what I want to do is I'm going to incident. Here is something already we applied some conditions and everything, right? No, we don't have it. I'm going to incident. Okay, incident on. So now what I want to do is I'm just clicking in progress. You see here, bar chart, pie chart, bar chart, pie chart. So I'm selecting bar chart. You see platform analytics. So it so now what happened here? Can you anyone explain? Tell me some what happened here. Did you guys are observing the screen? Yes or no, guys? Your energies are down. Are you observing the screen? What just happened? Can anyone tell? I just went to incident form and I clicked something and it is showing. So nothing but incident, it is a report on priority basis, in critical. So in how many incidents are there? I'll explain you. Don't need to worry. All open. So you see here, what I did, I just went to the column header and just clicked, and you see bar chart, pie chart. So what I want to know is I want to know how many incidents are in critical, are in what I want to know a report on all the incidents. There are 72 incidents, right? But I just want to see the report incident based on priority. Okay, there are in priority we have five things: critical, high, as it said, like critical, planning, moderate, low, high. These are the five criteria choices in the critical. Based on this, I want to see a report. I don't want to see not each and everything in the incident table. I just want to see only what are in the critical state, what are in the low state. Based on the priority, I only want to see the report incident. So what I have to do, just if someone gives me only the information like a report, that is very easy, right, to know what exactly happening. So in real time what happens is you'll getting tickets, you'll getting some queries tickets, and you'll be assigned with some tasks and what are the things. What happens is you want to see whenever you want to open the screen. So if you are opening here, you want to see here, so what are the tasks assigned, what are the things. Then what you do, it reports, and you will change UX here in the home page. You'll add the reports to a corner. So what happens, if you add them to a corner, you can directly come and see, okay, these many these many are assigned to me, and these many tasks are assigned, and these many tickets are assigned. Okay, you'll get a clear idea, not going anywhere. If a report is generated, so that you see here directly for the 72 things, this is you see 37.50 incidents are in critical. Okay, and 31.94 are in mod planning state, and 18.06 are in moderate state, and 6.94 are low. The priority of the incidents, these many incidents are low, and 5.56 are high. So when you're looking it, so you will come to know there are many critical incidents are there, so we have to solve them fastly. So if a report is generated, so that you will come directly start performing your action. So for that easy understanding, for any pictographical graphical representation, we use reports. You guys understand? So you can directly go to reports page and you can do that. Give me a second, guys. Hey guys, I'm back. So for that, I just created from there, but I'll give you a clear explanation from here. So this is from the incident table, but in general, how we create reports is like, select on all navigation, reports under, under, you see system security, just click self-service here, it will be, just click reports. So they will direct you. Just click on new. So the backend name of table sys underscore reports underscore sys underscore report is a backend table of reports. Okay, remember this sys underscore report. Just click on new. So I want to generate a report. So based on how I want to know how many active incidents are there. Yeah, that is my requirement. So for that I want to have a report. So just click on new. I can achieve the same thing here. Here is the incident form, right? So I want to know how many active incidents are there. So here is active, 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 active. So maximum of active. There is no field active here, but I'll personalize 1 second. So here I'm personalizing the active. Okay. So what I did, I want to see how many active instances are there. Just right click on the context like pie chart. Just that's it. It generates a report. Easy way. So here it will give us a report. So how many active instances are there? Directly it give a count. You see, this is true. True or 63 percentage of active records are there, and the count is 45. And coming to false, there are 38% of our incidents are in false state. That is 27 incidents are in false state. So let's see whether the information is correct or wrong. History incidents. So here, if I go to the active state and filter out, so I want to know whether it's giving right report or wrong report. Just click here, show matching. So there are 45 as it is mentioned. There are 45 in active state. Yes, and here so there is a query running. You see, this is a condition. So now what I want to do is how many inactive. Check if we click here and filter out. Filter out means it takes out. So it only displays inactive. So you see there are 27 inactive incidents. So the report which is generated is true. So in such a way we create reports. For creating reports, what we do? Click on all, just type reports, or directly you can type sys underscore report reports. Yeah, and you see here usage, just click on reports, it takes us to the reports table. Otherwise you can directly type sys underscore report. This is the table name. Yeah, and when you click new here, this page will open. So firstly you have to give a report name. What the report name, what exactly something, some report, exact cohort report, cohort. Okay, cohort report. Table, we have to select a table. Yeah, table. And which table? So we have to select which table here. For example, we'll select UP cohort. Sorry, what is underscore? U underscore test cohort is our table, right? So I'm generating a report for our table. U underscore test cohort. This is our table. Okay. So next, I'm clicking on next. So it is asking which type of report you want. These are the types, whether bar or histogram or horizontal bar, or Pareto, or donuts, pie. These all are there. You can choose which kind of report you want. You can choose from here. I'm just selecting. Uh, I'm just selecting not donut. Okay, let's select. Yeah, bar. Bar is fine. Okay, I'm selecting next. Click on next. Okay, group by. So, which kind of report I want to have? So, group by. Here I can give a condition. So, I want to group by not by city. I want to by gender. So, I want to see all the genders which are male, which are female. So, I just click on gender. Stack is nothing. So, and I just give next. So, if I want any color or anything, I can set here. Okay, color or anything. So, it is giving me the report. Okay, so these many for okay. Next, share run. I'm just running it. You see, it is generated me a report empty. So there are 9 records with no gender mentioned, and there are 9 records with female, and there are 4 records with male. So how many records? 9 with female, 9 with empty, and 4 with male. So this is the record generated. So you can see what are there, but this is like just click on all. So there are 22. 9 are male, 9 are female, and 4 are male. So if I click in the filter, gender, gender is what is this? Female, and run. So you see, there are 9. So instead of checking like in different, like, if we directly create a report, so it is giving us a report. History. Oh shit. Because I haven't saved that report, I lost it. So shit. If we would have saved, it will be in there, but I haven't saved it. So in such a way, we create reports. You all guys understand? So for our better understanding, so instead of looking all the list view, if we create a report, so we directly go there, how many active, how many inactive, what is happening, what is not happening. So how many this based on our requirement, we'll do that. Yes, you all understand what are reports. So when multiple reports put together are called dashboards. Okay, when multiple reports put together, because one report, you want to have a dashboard mentioning one for the incident table, one for the task table, one for some our custom table. So you created some important things reports, and you all put them in a dashboard. So whenever you open a dashboard, you'll come to know the exact thing what you're looking for. Then the time you will save, you don't need to go to each and every table. You just open the dashboard. Okay, this is what is this is happening in incident table. Our priority, okay, these are our priorities. So on priority basis, these many are there. Okay, on these on some other table, this is happening. Okay, for that will come to a clear understanding. That is dashboard. So putting together the reports are called dashboards. So I hope you all understand what we have discussed in the today's session. So sorry guys, I exceeded with 10 minutes. Anyhow, we waited for the people to join early. So you all guys understood? Abe, you okay? You understand? Abe left. So what about Arjun? Shivam, Arjun, Abhishek. So did you added something, some value to your time? Yeah, okay. Then that is fine. Okay, we'll see you in the next class then. Okay. Yeah, we'll start covering as we have starting our project. I also in the project now we won't discuss nothing much, like what are the topics we covered. We'll put them together and we'll start functioning something. That is the project. Okay, Project is nothing but external thing. So what are the things we have to we done with, like, creation of tables, creation of users, etc., things what we have done, all those things comes together. That is called project. We will do in a systematic way, not like doing this. Okay, there'll be some queue, we follow that queue, that's it. Yeah, understand? Can I take a leave for today, or do you got any queries or questions to ask me? You know, yes. Are you happy for today's session, guys? Can I take a leave? You got any doubts or something? Just please mention. I'll clear your doubts. Yeah, clear. What about the rest? There are 6 attendees, and I can see only 2 people are responding. What about Abhishek, Vicky, Shubham, Sarang? Are you following me? So please make my attendance. Uh, you mark my attendance. You don't need to worry. Like, they'll take a report. I don't have any access for all those things, so they'll just have the take the report and they'll follow it. No need to worry. Okay, if you are in the session, you will be attended. No need to be worried. Okay. All right, guys. See you on the next session. Until so, you people start fall working on the now learning application fundamentals. Okay, not administration fundamentals on demand. Okay, start working on it. We are going to discuss the same thing on that. Okay, there is a capstone project in the bottom. We're gonna discuss that. So there we're gonna start building, putting what we have learned until now, putting together into an action, and we'll finish that project. Okay, if you complete that module only, you will get the voucher. Okay, so you have to finish that so that you'll get voucher. You understand? You have to finish everything what we have assigned in the ebook. Start finishing them so that you'll get the voucher. Okay, all right, guys. Okay, see you. Bye bye, take care.